I'm going to do a little presentation for you of dances in Jane Austen's novels. We are the Jane Austen Dancers of Bath, named after Jane Austen, who lived between 1775 and 1817. That's the late Georgian era, I'm sure you know. And she was the author of romance novels published during the Regency era of 1811 to 1820.
In these novels, Jane Austen hardly touches on important events such as the French Revolution and Napoleonic Wars. She preferred to stick with the small world around her and allow readers to escape into a mainly happy ending of story.
Jane visited Bath when she was a teenager in 1797 and was thrilled by it all, just like the heroine of her book, Northanger Abbey. Jane danced at the famous public assembly rooms in Bath. But when she found herself actually living in Bath from 1801 to 1806, she didn't enjoy it quite so much. Instead, she used her time to build up her life experience for use in her novels.
So that when she settled back into country life at Chawton, Hampshire, between 1809 and 1817, she reworked existing books and wrote more based on these experiences. Two of her books were actually set in Bath. Northanger Abbey, written as a result of her visit as a teenager, so it bears with her excitement of the many things to attend and hints and tips on the etiquette. And Persuasion, written when she was much older, it's her only novel to contain no rules because the characters are older and supposedly past their dancing days.
To understand her books, you need to understand her small world. Some things are obvious, like no electricity or gas, so candles for lighting and dancing to keep warm, and no social media, so only gossip mongers and spread rumours. But also there was a more rigid class structure than we know today. Jane was born into a gentry class, where usually the oldest son would inherit the entire house and money, the next son would enter into the army or the navy, and the youngest son would become a vicar, like Jane's mother.
Girls, however, would rarely inherit, and so it had to be their aim to marry, so that they didn't become a burden to their family. So to stand out from a crowd, girls would need to learn to sew, to play instruments and dance, which brings us on to dancing and balls.
Everyone learnt to dance. It was essential to be able to dance well, to impress. Most gentry class, like Jane Austen's family, learnt to dance alongside reading. It was that important. Dancing was the one time that men and ladies could be together, away from their chaperones, and was essential to finding a husband or wife. It was also important to know the rules or etiquette of dancing at balls, many of which were not written down. Balls were, in essence, a marriage market. A lady would have a short time from age 17 to 21 before she was considered on the shelf, and younger sons who didn't inherit would be keen to marry into a rich family.
So, unsurprisingly, there were many opportunities to dance.
At home or at friends, just like pushing back the furniture, accompanied by the piano, a household essential, with the children to boost numbers, like at Lucas Lodge and Pride and Prejudice.
Public balls, where anyone who could afford the ticket could go and the gentry dance side by side with the tradespeople. Often held in inns or town halls, like the chaotic Merriton Ball in Pride and Prejudice.
Public subscription balls where you would be vetted before paying for the season's balls in an attempt to make them more exclusive, like the large assembly rooms in Bath.
Private house balls. The highlight of the local area was to be lucky enough to be invited to a ball with supper at a large house, such as the Netherfield Ball in Pride and Prejudice.
We're now going to lift two short scenes from Pride and Prejudice and two short scenes from Northanger Abbey off of the page and into life for you, after which it'll be your turn to have a go at Regency dancing. Maybe a pizza's gone down.
Here we are at a soiree at our friend's house Lucas Lodge in Pride and Prejudice.
What a charming amusement for young people this is, Mr. Darcy. There is nothing like dancing. I consider it one of the first refinements of polished society.
Certainly, ma'am. And it also has the advantage of being in vogue amongst the less polished societies of the world. Every savage can dance.
Mr. Darcy's sarcastic remark means that anyone can dance. Whether they can dance well is another matter.
The Savage Dance that you're about to see was found in Jane Austen's handwriting at Chawton House. It was originally from a Robinson Crusoe play of savages dancing, and it's also thought to be the inspiration for Mr. Darcy's remark.
Dance with her 5 daughters, who she is desperate to marry off, else they will become a burden since they have no son to inherit.
Oh, my dear Mr. Bennet, we have had a most delightful evening, a most excellent ball. Our Jane was so kind. Mr. Bingley thought her quite beautiful. And he danced with her twice. Then he danced with 3 other ladies. But then, with a boulangère,
If he had any compassion for me, he would not have danced half so much.
Ball etiquette meant it was fine to dance with the same partner twice. That's 4 dances, as they were grouped in pairs, as Jane and Mr. Bingley did. Any more was frowned upon, unless you were engaged or wanted to be gossiped about, like Marianne and Willoughby in Sense and Sensibility.
You're about to see the boulangère. It's the only dance named by Jane Austen in her book Pride and Prejudice, as you just heard. It's a simple dance which everyone knew and danced at the end of an evening.
It was a man's duty to dance with as many ladies as possible, and a lady's duty to accept when a man asked to dance, even if she disliked him, else she would not be able to dance for the rest of the evening.
We see this in her book, Northanger Abbey, which has the most balls of any of Jane Austen's novels. This is how the heroine, Miss Morland, avoids dancing again with an undesirable partner, Mr. Thorpe.
Well, Miss Morland, I suppose you and I are to stand up to be together again.
Oh, no. We've had our 2 dances, and besides, I'm tired and do not need to dance anymore.
So Miss Morland is missing out on dancing the comical felon from 1776. It then started to dawn on Miss Morland that her pretending to be tired also meant not being able to dance with her hero, Mr. Tilney, nor anyone else for the whole evening, whilst everyone else was having fun.
So, at the next ball,
She entered the assembly rooms and was chiefly anxious to avoid Mr. Thorpe's sight, lest he should engage her to dance again. Then suddenly, she found herself addressed and asked to dance by Mr. Tilney himself, and with what sparkling eyes and ready motion, she granted this request, and so narrowly to escape Mr. Thorpe. We dance our favourite dance, the Duke of Kent's Waltz from 1802, to celebrate with her. very much.